Every day, from the moment we wake up, you and I make decisions. From what clothes to wear, whether to have tea or coffee for breakfast, or even what movie to watch. While some decisions are complex, some can be relatively simple, and we make them based on whether some condition is either true or false. For example, if it's raining outside, we will likely bring an umbrella. The condition here is the weather. If it's raining, we take an umbrella. If it's not, we don't. In this video, you will learn about conditional statements in JavaScript using the if and else statements. In JavaScript, there are pieces of code called conditionals, and developers can use them to run code conditionally, based on whether something is either true or false. There are many types of conditional statements, but the first one I want you to learn about is something called the if statement. The if statement checks a condition and will execute a code block if the condition is met or true. The condition criteria are essential here. The block of code will only get executed if the condition is evaluated to the Boolean value of true. You can use many types of comparison operators to evaluate the condition. These include operators such as equal to, greater than, less than, and not equal to. You can find a complete list of comparison operators from the additional reading at the end of this lesson. So far, you've learned about using conditionals with binary conditions where a thing can be either true or false. However, in the world of programming, things are often not that simple. Imagine you are a developer working on a website where a person can practice for their driving test. Part of the driving test is that they must pass a theory exam of 50 questions based on the rules of the road. The exam has only two results, pass or fail. If the student scores greater than 40, they pass. If not, they fail. You need to output the exam result to the learner. This is where another conditional statement can be used, and it's called the if-else statement. This statement handles both outcomes of our conditional request using the else keyword. If a condition is true, do something. If it's false, do something else. Recall our driving test example. We can store the test result in a variable. Suppose the variable value is greater than 40. In that case, the true block is executed, and you output a message to the console telling the learner that they passed. Suppose the variable value is less than 40. In that case, the false block is executed, and you output a message to the console telling the learner that they did not pass. There will be many occasions where you will need to program for more complicated conditions or scenarios. For example, you may want to test multiple conditions. To do that, you can add an additional block called the else if statement. In this video, you learned about the conditional statements, if and else. Conditional statements are a powerful tool and one of the fundamentals you need to master when programming in JavaScript.